There it is. All right, I'm gonna press OK.
All right. Are we ready?
Yes, let's go ahead and start.
Okay, good deal. I don't even know if my camera is on.
It is. I see you.
Okay, good deal, because I do see you. Okay, so welcome everyone to our fall membership training. Really summer right now, but we're gearing up for the fall. So welcome everyone. Thanks for those that joined us last night. This is another recording just from Serica and I, so that you have the full training all in one. So here we go. Okay, so I myself am Michelle Shaper, membership specialist, and we also have Serica on here tonight, and we also have a new membership specialist, Lisa Davis, who some of you met last night as well, and you see the new map on here, and myself, Michelle, I will be covering the blue area, which Dallas and Polk counties will be what I will cover. So if your pack is within those two counties, then I will be your go-to for all membership and recruiting questions or anything having to do with those two things. So the yellow areas are with what Serica will cover, and the purple is what our new membership specialist, Lisa, will be taking over. So this is pretty cut and dry for you. So just being able to see this map and knowing what counties and where you reside should help you based upon who is your go-to for any recruiting or any membership questions. So, Serica, anything to add there?
No, that's a great coverage of it.
Okay. All right, so this right here is just an example, as I stated last night. So you will be receiving some different items that you will be able to promote your recruitment nights. And this is an example Serica put in here for an Ames meeting. And so when you receive your yard signs, when you receive your posters, we just want to make sure that you know to put your dates, the location, and the time in which your event is. So just make it very clear so that everyone knows where to go, when to go, and of course the date. Okay, so we're going to talk about quite a few different things today, but we'll talk about PACs, and we'll also talk about the school night presenter. We'll also talk a little bit about the membership specialist and what our role is as well. So PACs, we'll talk a little bit about knowing leadership holes, providing PAC calendars and contact information, confirming the recruitment night details, and following up with new families. And then the school night presenter, welcoming new families, directing families to the QR code, what the presentation looks like as far as what the council would like you to cover, answering questions, and then reporting back to that to us as a membership specialist. So as far as the PAC responsibilities go, knowing what your leadership holes are is extremely helpful before we go into that recruitment night, right? So what den leaders do you need help recruiting? What other positions does your PAC need? So as your membership specialist and as the recruitment night presenter, does your recruitment night, whomever that may be, if they know what your leadership holes are, we want to help fill those on the night of your recruitment. So if you can tell us what those holes are prior to, then the goal is the night of that recruitment, we can help you fill those holes. Okay, we really don't want to leave until those holes are filled. So really looking at your pack and knowing what you need and letting us know would be super, super helpful. Creating the pack calendar. I think that a lot of packs have been doing a really good job of being proactive. And I actually had a leader send me their flyer information for this fall and their pack calendar yesterday. So their flyer request and pack calendar has already been put in. Their pack calendar is going on the back of their flyer, which is awesome. And I love that flyer request is already going to be put in, and we're going to be ready to go for August. So if you don't know the full year pack calendar, that's okay. Even if you know a few months out, we can put that back on the back of your flyer for meet the teacher, for when we go in for scout talks, if we're able to get into the school. That is wonderful. I love to be able to put that on the back of the flyers. Provide the pack contact information. So we get a lot of questions as far as where the pack meets. Can we talk to someone from the pack as far as asking some more questions? So providing the membership specialist with who you want the PAC's contact information, who we should direct those parents to is vital. And then confirming the membership specialist with the membership specialist on recruitment night. So making sure that the date, time, location, and who will unlock the building is, of course, super important too. So I haven't had this happen yet, but I know some people have, that they arrive at the location for recruitment night and the building is locked up. They can't get in. And so we just want to make sure that all of these things have been confirmed once, twice, 3 times, right, before the night, so that when people do arrive, of course, scouts are prepared. And so that also means that we have done that double check and we're ready to go, meaning the building is also ready for use. So follow up with new families. So once a new family scans the QR code and they sign up, a membership specialist will send you all of the new families' details within 24 to 48 hours. And then at that point, it is up to the PAC to follow up with that new family and let them know this is when the next meeting is, do an introduction from whomever, the Cub Master or the Scout Master, and let them know, this is when our next meeting is, please join us, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then getting new leaders trained. This is also a PAC responsibility. We need to make sure that families are linked with training teams. We will be providing a training flyer for the recruitment night presenters to pass out with all details that are needed for den leaders. And our responsibilities as membership specialists, we're going to contact and confirm school details. So we're going to make sure that the date, the time, and of course that school is going to be open, and they know that the scouts are coming in for that recruitment night on that particular day, right? So we will be working closely with you and your PAC and whoever the presenter is to make sure that the school is ready for us to come in. We also will print these promotional flyers for you. Like I spoke of before, the PAC that's already gotten me all of their information. I've been able to submit that request. We'll have them printed. We'll be ready to go. As a reminder, it does take at least a week of processing for those flyers. So knowing that we have 3 different service areas, just be conscious of that. And we do have a couple of people in the office that print those flyers. So I'm not a procrastinator. The sooner the better that you have that information. That would be great for us to be able to get those in so that they can start printing those. And then training school night presenters as well. That's part of tonight, right? Getting you all started to be trained on the school nights. And then also starting to recruit some others within your PACs who potentially could be presenters for us as well. I know myself covering Dallas and Polk, there are a lot of schools that we have to go into. And myself, if I were to go into all of the schools myself, it's just humanly not possible. So I need you all to be of great help. And I know that you have been in the past. So distribute recruitment material. So in August at a roundtable for Twin Rivers, we will be passing out the recruitment materials, posters, yard signs, and those flyers that I spoke about to you all. We will also be doing an in-person training at that time, which will resemble kind of tonight, maybe a little bit more in depth as far as the actual night and the presentation. So we will also include food, but distributing those recruitment materials, if you cannot make it that night, I will be in touch with you and we'll figure out a way to get you those posters, yard signs, and flyers. And I'm sure Serica and Lisa will do the same as far as getting those recruitment materials to you. This year, we do have a sign-up incentive for new scouts. So Cub Scouts will receive a Cub Scout handbook, which is a $25 value. We will distribute these books based upon service areas. So the further away the service area is, they will actually receive the physical book in hand. Those that are closer to the Maytag and the Scout shop, you all will actually receive a voucher. Those Cub Scouts, those new Cub Scouts will receive a voucher and will be able to come into the Scout shop to pick up their Cub Scout handbook. So myself, Serica, and Lisa will be in touch with you as far as who will receive the physical book versus the voucher. I can tell you most of my service area in Dallas and Polk will probably receive the voucher. Serica and Lisa, you all will probably have more of the physical books. So we will talk with you more on that case by case. And from here, I am going to pass it off to Serica.
Hello, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Serica Myers. I am the membership specialist, majority for the most northern part of Mid-Iowa Council. So I cover all of the Prairie Winds District, which is Greene, Boone, Story, Marshall, Tama, Hardin, and Hamilton County. But then I do split Twin Rivers with Michelle, which is Guthrie, Madison, and Warren County are mine. So if you're within those 10 counties, I will be your membership specialist overseeing your recruitment and helping you out. So the second half of this presentation is focused on the actual recruitment night, and not just the recruitment night, but this is specifically for the facilitator, think like the host of the entire night for these new families. Presenters can be pulled from the pack. They just need to be comfortable public speaking and be able to field some basic questions. You can go to your troop if no one in your pack is comfortable being in this position. That's a great way to include the troop in recruitments. If you don't have a person within the pack or troop that is able to cover this position at your recruitment night, please let your membership specialist know. And we do have council trained people who will drive to your location to host your recruitment night. So there's a few parts to being a presenter. There's things that you need to do before, during, and after. So let's start with the before. First of all, you need to know where you're going. You need to confirm the details from your membership specialist and with your unit. So date, time, location, what elementary school are you going to? The membership specialist will link you up to the PAC if you are not from the same unit, or if you don't know each other. We will make sure that you are in contact, because as the presenter, you need to know the the leadership holes, like Michelle was saying. So the goal at every single recruitment is the holes within the PAC leadership are filled. So if the PAC needs a new We Below's Den leader, we recruit that parent volunteer at the recruitment night. We can't do that if we don't know the holes, though. So like Michelle was saying, it's very important that that is communicated not only to the membership specialist, but make sure that your presenter is on the same page. And then you need to pick up your recruitment materials. So we will compile hundreds of recruitment kits to pass out to everyone. And you just need to make sure you have one, obviously, before the night. So Michelle, if you want to press the next slide for me.
Yeah, sure.
So this is what is included in a recruitment kit. So going from the top over, just like how you read, the first thing is the actual presentation. We're going to talk about this in a few minutes. This is basically the meat of your recruitment night. This is what the parents will go through with the presenter to learn more about Cub Scouting. The next in the middle, top middle, is a blue sheet. And this is where all the parents, when they enter, mark down all of their information. So that way, even if they don't scan the QR code, we capture their base information so that we can follow up with them. On the top right is the scholarship form. This is something that we are making much more aware. We started last year with that, but continuing this year to make sure that the families don't have a pricing barrier to joining your PAC. So this is a very important piece of paper that will be included in every single kit. The bottom row, so bottom left, we will always include some youth and adult applications. Now, we will be signing up everyone through the QR code, but heaven forbid someone doesn't have a smartphone, internet's not working, just there's a glitch in the system. We will include youth applications as well, so you can still sign people up that night if they want to. And then the adult application, just a reminder, adults cannot sign up through the QR code because they do need chartering org approval. So when you sign up a new den leader or an adult volunteer, they do need to fill out a full paper adult application. Smack dab in the middle of this is a credit card form. If someone doesn't want to pay online, or if they're paying cash or check, this is how we document it. The bottom center, those are table tents. They stand up on the tables. We're going to talk about those in a little bit as well. And then, of course, the handbooks. Depending upon your location, like Michelle said, you will either receive a voucher or the physical book, and that is just down to how far away from the office you reside. There are just a few things missing in this picture for the recruitment kit. The first one is the Fun Day flyer. It is the perfect way to promote the promises that we make when we go into the school and get the kids super excited to sign up for your PAC. So we talk about fishing, learning archery, going on hikes, and all of those things are strategically done at Fun Day. So we will really want to drive our new members and old members, current members, to that Fun Day in October. And then the training flyer. So as you recruit a new den leader, we are putting together a flyer that you can simply hand them with all the necessary information that they need to know to be successful within that position. All right, next slide.
Sarika, if I could add in there too for Fun Day, it would be a great idea if all of the PACs could promote that as bring a friend. So anyone that is attending, if the Cubs, new or old, could bring a friend, that would be a great way to promote scouting.
That's a great note. Thank you. And Fun Days are open to the entire family. So if a new family needs to bring littles with them, everyone is welcome to that. Great note, Michelle. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, so now at the actual recruitment night. So the first thing is the presenter needs to set up the room. You should set up a table directly by the door that people will be walking through. And there needs to be a few things on that table. So first of all, the presentation, once again, the meat of the actual recruitment night, and then that fun day flyer are the two items that they pick up. When they walk into the room, have the table separated out by grades. So those table tents I was talking about are separated by grade. So it's so much easier to organize dens and recruit a new den leader if all the kindergarteners are sitting with all the kindergarteners, first graders with first graders, second graders with second graders. You get it. It just makes your life as a presenter and recruiting those new den leaders so much easier. We should be able to predict if you're going to have a really busy night. We will include excuse me, multiple table tents so that they can spread out over multiple tables if we're expecting that many families to show up. Along with table tents on all of the tables, you need to have those blue sign-in sheets. So as I stated before, this allows us to capture their information instantly, even if they don't scan the QR code and sign up that night. We have their basic contact information to follow up with them. So a table with flyers at the front door, and then set up individual tables for grades with blue sheets on it. And then you just welcome people as they come in the door. Next slide for me, Michelle. This is just showing you that blue sheet and how important it is. We are highlighting it once more that we capture everyone's information as soon as they walk in the door. So this is a great thing that they can do while they wait for you to start the actual recruitment night and presentation, is have them fill out their information on that blue sheet. It's obviously the blue sheet with the red star highlighting it. Next slide. So once everyone is seated at their tables by grades, direct them to go ahead and scan the QR code that they find on the presentation sheet. I have found one really easy, fun way to incorporate this where it seems natural is have introduce yourself to everyone, welcome them to Cub Scouting, and then have everyone pull out their smartphones that everyone has and say, okay, we would love to capture the first moment when you start your scouting career. Welcome to Cub Scouts. Take a selfie with your family. The families love doing that. And then I always add, well, while your phone is out, go ahead and scan that QR code, click the link, and then go ahead, start filling out that information. Just one note, I know we've been doing this for a few years now, but even if a family fills out the information on the QR code but does not pay, we still capture their information. Just note, as a presenter, I still get this a few times in a year. You will need to explain how to scan a QR code. So you yourself need to be comfortable handling QR codes. It's really simple. All you do is go to your camera on your cell phone, hover it over that QR code. It's the box with all the little squares in it. And then there should be an automatic link that pops up. You just tap it, and that takes you directly to our sign up website at iascouts.org. All right, next slide. So once you welcome everyone, have them fill out the blue sheet, have them scan the QR code, start filling out the QR code. Then the presenter needs to go into the actual meat of the night, the presentation. And this is where we explain what Cub Scouting is, why parents want to join, why the kiddos want to join, the pricing of it. Every single important bit of information is in this presentation. Now note, we like our recruitment nights short and sweet, to the point. So while this presentation is jam-packed with information, it should only be about 10 minutes long. We don't want to go on individual tangents. You can personalize it, add your personal stories, but at the same point, make sure you're sticking to the actual presentation and the script so that we don't go over time. Parents respond a lot better when we don't monopolize their entire night, especially when they have a family. So just keep that in mind, that it needs to be around the 10-minute mark. You will notice if you've been a presenter in the past, we have updated the presentation. Michelle has done a fantastic job of really looking at what the messaging needs to be and doing more tangibles, more examples of what the family would receive in scouting, and that's built into this presentation. I'm not going to go through the presentation in high detail in this training, but if you have a question about how you would finesse it or word it, or you just want to see the presentation done, please reach out to your membership specialist and we can absolutely do that training with you. Okay, so within the presentation, and this is great to know even just for PACs, let alone the presenters, we are really highlighting scholarships. So when I do the presentation, I literally say, we will never let the price of scouting be the reason your family cannot sign up. And I even say, it's so important, I'm going to say it again. We will never let the price of scouting be the reason your family cannot sign up. I always explain, think of Mid-Iowa Council like a college. We have lots of scholarships we would love to hand out. We just need to know that you would like one. There is a form that is mandatory for families to fill out if they need a scholarship. The scholarships are need-based. So there's two factors on how we determine what they qualify for. The first one is number of people in their household. And then the second one is their yearly income for that household. From there, it's a simple table that we just follow, and that determines what scholarship they qualify for. There is a section on there, and this does come into play a lot, of special circumstances. So even if you qualify for this amount, but you can't afford that, have your family write down, just give us a few more details about the why, and we will work with them on pricing. Please note, this takes under 2 minutes to complete. It is a very simple form to fill out. And just on a marketing note, always use the term scholarship, never financial aid. It's so much more welcoming for a family to apply for a scholarship like college, which is why I use that analogy, versus financial aid. An important note, this is more for the PACs than presenters. Presenters, you don't really need to state this to the new families, but we are prioritizing new families, new scouts with these scholarships. The majority of the funds that Mid-Iowa Council has put aside for scholarships are reserved for the new families, not returning scouts. Now, that doesn't mean a returning scout cannot apply and won't get a scholarship. But what we are asking is that returning members, so current members, need to first utilize the council fundraisers that we host. We have 2 fundraisers, that's popcorn and camp cards. I know a lot of units do other fundraisers on top of those, but you need to utilize fundraisers first. And then if that's still not enough, then apply for a scholarship and come talk to your membership specialist about how we can handle that. All right, next slide. Okay, so you've welcomed people, you've directed them to fill out the blue sheet, they've scanned the QR code, you have gone through your 10-minute presentation. This is the perfect time to kick it over to the PAC. So hopefully there's a PAC representative there, and this is the time for the PAC to talk. So keep it around 5 minutes. Once again, the goal is that we are in and out in about a half an hour or under. And the PAC, talk about 2 to 3 things that you are really excited about. Are you going fishing? Are you showcasing your Pinewood Derby? What is a Pinewood Derby? Do you have a really cool display that you want to show them as they walk out? Highlight 2 to 3 things that you are most excited about. I'm going to caution you once again, make sure we don't go on individual tangents, and keep it short. Parents definitely respect us respecting their time. Okay. From there, the presenter ask if anyone has any questions at that point. And then it's basically time to wrap up the meeting. So going table to table and asking if anyone has any issues with the QR code. And this is your time to ask who has paid, because you are either going to hand them a voucher or that physical Cub Scout handbook. Once you know someone has paid and you hand them whatever they get as their incentive, it needs to be marked down just for reporting purposes. So I find it easiest just on the blue sheet that should be sitting on their table with all of their information. I just star or do a check mark next to the name if they had paid. The membership specialist will be asking for those details later in the night. So it's very important that you record who paid versus who did not. And should be very obvious with who needs a handbook. An easy way to field that, because I know it can be somewhat awkward to be like, hey, did you pay? Is everyone who is fully registered and paid online or requested a scholarship, please hold your hand up so I can pass out your handbooks, is a great way to do that. This is also the time after the presentation and the PAC representative talking to secure your den leaders. So if you know you need a wolf den leader, walk over to that wolf table and then start talking to the parents about who can step up. Now, if you have a lot of hesitant parents and you don't have one strong volunteer that's like, oh, yes, I can own this, don't be afraid to sign up multiple. They can split the responsibilities across all of the parents and rotate through the meetings month to month. I find works very well. If you do not have someone step up, you need to let the membership specialist know, because then we will work with the PAC on options after the recruitment night for how to fill that position and what to do, which leads perfectly into reporting. So that night after your meeting, so we're now to the point where we're after the meeting, you need to talk to your membership specialist. This doesn't need to be on the phone, calling them up, calling us up. It can be a simple text message, but we're looking for a few things. So did you struggle finding any den leaders? Or the positions went unfilled? We need to know that so we can work with the PAC. But then we're looking for 2 sets of numbers. We're looking for how many people showed up per grade versus how many people signed up per grade. So an example, and these would be amazing numbers if PAC pulled this, is, hey, I had 10 first graders show up to the recruitment night and 8 signed up. Those are the numbers we're looking for. A simple way to report this is simply take a picture of all the blue sheets, because remember, you're marking who paid on them, and just text us a picture of the blue sheet. That's all we need. Okay? But it must be done that night. Okay, just some big general things to remember at a sign-up night. Make sure you have the materials and that the school is open. All of our recruitments typically start at 6:30 p.m. We always request the school is open at 6. I do like my presenters to get there around that 6 p.m. mark, just so we have some reaction time. If the school is not open, I've definitely been one of those people that have done a recruitment night in the middle of a parking lot, where we can hopefully get someone on the phone to quickly get it unlocked. So making sure we're prepared in that way. Number 2 is make sure you promote that Cub Fun Day in October. So the one done at Camp Akela, which is in Boone, is October 5th. And then for Woodland Trails, down at Foster Acres, I believe, is October 12th are those dates. Those flyers will be in the recruitment kit, but make sure we're promoting them. Bring a PAC calendar of upcoming events. I cannot stress this enough. It makes everyone look so much more organized and friendly to new families when you have a calendar, and it instantly allows the family to know if that schedule works for them. If it doesn't, presenters direct them to another PAC or direct them back to the membership specialist, and we will direct them to another PAC. Like Michelle said, that's why it's so important that we know those meeting times, locations, and dates. Secure den leaders. You need to make the ask for someone to step up. Make sure you reassure them that we're not going to just toss them into the deep end and say, swim, have fun. Like I mentioned earlier, we're going to have an entire flyer dedicated just for when you recruit a new den leader or a new adult volunteer, where it will direct them on how to take youth protection, den leader training, contact information for the training team in their area, so that they instantly feel supported, and they know their resources starting right out of the gate. This is just a note for PACs. When new families fully register, which means they filled out the online form and paid, they will instantly and automatically receive a welcome email with a lot of great information, down to uniforming, events they can attend, contact information, more about the Cub Scout program. That's an automated email that is sent to them when they sign up. And just a reminder, I've said it quite a bit, keep it short. The goal is in and out in a half an hour, and that includes questions. Obviously, if they're very engaged and they're asking a lot of questions and it just naturally bleeds over, that's a great problem to have. But make sure you're not the reason that it's going long. And get everyone signed up. Make sure you report back to that membership specialist. Okay. This is our last slide, just a very quick review of the roles that everyone plays within the fall membership season. So the presenter, that's the person, the host of the recruitment night. They facilitate the entire evening, keep it running, make sure all of the materials are there at the school for the PAC. Now, keep in mind, a PAC representative can also be the presenter. You can pull from your PAC or troop to fill that position, which would actually help us out a lot because we do hundreds of these in a very short time frame. Cub Masters and PAC unit leaders, having someone there is very important at your recruitment nights. Once again, it just makes you look more organized. And then you are able to field questions about your specific unit, what to expect, dates, times, locations of meetings, things like that. And then the membership specialist, we're here to support you. So if you're confused, you need something different, you need another round of flyers, you have a different idea for a recruitment community opportunity, let us know. We are here to support you and make sure that we sign up a lot of new families to your PAC and unit. Okay. Michelle, is there anything that I missed?
I do not believe so. Thank you, everyone, for watching the training. Thank you for being invested in Scouts and for being invested in growing Scouts. We have major goals for this year. And I know myself, Serica, and Lisa all look forward to working side by side with all of you and everyone else in your PAC to make this year successful. So we will, of course, be doing our in-person trainings as well. Like I said, August roundtable for Twin Rivers at the Maytag, food, pick up your recruiting materials, and that in-person training. Serica, I believe you have one as well.
Yes. So for Prairie Winds, we're also using the August roundtable to distribute all of the recruitment materials and doing this training there. So if you have a representative that wants to be the presenter, they can get trained at the Prairie Winds August roundtable as well. For Woodland Trails, we are still figuring out your date. That information should be sent out very soon on what to expect for your distribution date to pick up your materials and another in-person training option if needed.
Great. Yeah, so I look forward to continuing to work with everyone that I have been, and then those of you that I have not been able to meet in person yet. I know you all have an email from me, and we've been communicating on trying to set up a date to meet. And those of you that we do not have school access with, I know there has been quite a bit of talk on what to do. And so I look forward to sitting down and meeting with you all so that we can talk different recruitment strategies in order to create a workaround and continue to grow Scouts despite maybe the difficulties within the schools at this time. So again, thank you for watching this. If you have any questions, please reach out to your membership specialist. And if you are unclear as to who that is, please contact the office or contact one of us, and we will get you in contact with the correct person.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.